mortgage lenders and realtors were telling me to buy because I can always refinance later, I did not go through with it because I did not want to be house poor.
I regret buying this house. That's what I've been thinking every single day for like the past 2 months.
Absolutely hate the South Carolina SC Housing Down Payment Assistance Program. You cannot refinance your house and you can't sell your house within the next 15 years.
Baby, I can't pay the mortgage this month.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Michael, aka Mr. Drake Visions, and I am your credit CEO, back with another one. You see the title, you see the thumbnail, so without further ado, let's get back into it.
Nothing more that I love in this world than being right. Last October, I posted a video about why I decided to not go through with purchasing the home that I was going to buy on a fucking, I think it was like a 6.5% interest rate, even though mortgage lenders and realtors were telling me to buy because I can always refinance later. I did not go through with it because I did not want to be house poor, which is exactly what would have fucking happened had I went through with that. It is now about 6 months later, 2024. Where the fuck do y'all see Jerome Powell about to cut interest rates? I'm only 25, fresh 25, recently turned like 2 weeks ago. And even I knew this fucking economy was in the gutter. So for you guys who have been in this industry for over a decade to sit here seeing the signs that y'all saw and to still influence and persuade people to go through with purchasing these homes because you guys wanted to make a quick fucking buck, you're going to hell.
Hey man, it's always refreshing to see our youth, man, actually realizing the bull that's going on. Realistically, people got to eat. These realtors, they got a class or whatever, and they just got their license. So now what happens is they have a family to feed also. A lot of these realtors, they have aspirations of making $1 million listings, selling $1 million homes. When it actually comes down to selling a home in a down market, they're going to do it every time. I think I told this story before, but when I had bought my first house, months before I actually purchased my house, I seen this house that was on the market. It was a nice house. This realtor literally tried to do everything to make me buy this other house that was outside of my price range. The listing price was about 180. They did an assessment on the property because it was a short sale. The bank found out that the property was worth 200,000. So instead of selling it for 180, they sold it for 200,000. Now, it was out of my price range by about $50 a month, but I was smart enough to know that $50 a month wasn't just $50 a month. Because of the size of the house, I know the electricity was going to be a little bit higher than I was used to. Maybe some water. All this kind of added up, and then on top of that, you add inflation. I didn't want to put myself in that situation. Now I know it's just $50. Now, when I came back off deployment, I ended up buying my actual first house which was 160,000. Now it ended up being in a decent neighborhood, but long story short, the lady was just trying to say, hey, it's only $50. Well, if you're on a salary and kind of a fixed income, $50 is a lot of money. Let's get back to the rest of this video.
It is now Q2 2024, and I've seen fucking maybe 20 TikToks about people either in foreclosure or about to go into foreclosure. And this is why I always say it's so important to live below your means, because in reality, especially if you're middle class, we're all about a layoff away from going into foreclosure or being evicted from our fucking homes. Truly. Especially in this fucking economy. It's taking people damn near about a year to find a new job. And even then when they do, it's not paying what they were getting paid before.
Big screen. Yeah, man, her overall sentiment, man, especially in the type of economy we in, man, people are trying to figure out how to make more money and ultimately employ less people, which will increase the margins. And not only that, we're talking about shrinkflation, we're talking about inflation, and we're talking about a whole lot of layoffs that's going on right now, man. People are struggling. So even though you got that good interest rate, a lot of people are about to start struggling with that mortgage payment, because once you get a mortgage that got a 3% interest rate, but you get it at the tippy top of your budget, you're going to have the best house that's for you, but that payment, you will never get that payment again anywhere. So a lot of people are trying their best to save on to that mortgage payment or that mortgage. And a lot of people are going to start struggling, trying to hold on to what they have, kind of like this video that's coming up next.
I'm a landlord and I absolutely hate being a landlord. Okay, so a little bit of context. I bought a condo when I was young. I overpaid for the condo, about like $40,000 from what it's worth now. My mortgage has essentially just paid up until what I would be able to sell it for now. So I've paid down about $40,000 in the mortgage over the course of time that I've owned it. I only lived in it for about 2 years until I met my husband, and it was a one-bedroom condo. It was far too small for both of us, and now we have a family. So I decided to rent it out instead, which, by the way, my rent literally just covered my property tax, condo fees, and my mortgage. I have had no problem renting it out, but I would say that the average length of time someone stays in the condo is approximately about 2 years. I have owned this property for 7 years now. So as much as I would love to sell it, if I sold it, I'd actually probably take a loss on the thing because you have closing fees, all that other stuff. So to me, it just does not make sense. I would much rather just sit on it and then maybe sell in like 5 or 6 more years and then actually maybe profit like $10,000 or $20,000 if it doesn't continue to go down. Anyway, now comes the time where I have to get another renter because my renter, it's about the 2 year mark, and yet again, they are leaving and going to find something else. There's not anything wrong with the condo. They say I'm a great landlord. There's nothing wrong with that. They just say that after a period of time, the condo just feels too small, which I totally understand. I was in that situation myself. Anyway, so my condo fees have increased significantly since I bought the condo, probably about $150 since buying it. So I've increased my condo price about $50 this time around. Usually I increase it about $50 every time. I don't need to rent it out until about May. And let me tell you, some of the people that have been messaging me, you have all these renters like confused about why there's so much to go through to be able to rent a property nowadays. You should honestly see some of the people on our end that ask for an application or to view the condo. There is a lot of vetting that goes into finding a new tenant. I live 3 hours away. I'm a very hands-off landlord. If something's wrong in the unit, I want them to call me, sort it out, fix it, I'll reimburse them. I don't want to have to deal with a lot of stuff and go down because I have young kids. Being a landlord is not profitable whatsoever unless you have a shit ton of equity in your property. Finding new renters, not fun. There's honestly no point in getting management to run your condo for you because then you'd literally be in a deficit. Being a landlord is not all it's cut out to be.
Big screen. All right, man. This is actually a reality of being a landlord. I was a landlord for actually, I'm still a landlord. All right. So I had 2 properties, but now I only got 1 left. Now, my first property that I had a mortgage on it. I was getting about $1,700 a month, but I was getting it from Section 8. So the money was guaranteed. Okay, that's fine. But what happened is the neighborhood that I lived in went up in value. So my mortgage actually went up, my property taxes, right? So my property taxes went up about $100. So then I had to increase my rent by about $100. Section 8 would not approve my rent going up for about $100. So I had to put that cost on my tenant. Now, my tenant was struggling because they're already on Section 8. So then my tenant reached out to me and said, hey, I cannot afford this place. So we agreed to meet in the middle for $50 a month. So I was getting a check for Section 8. And I was getting a check for my tenant. My overall profit margin was about $150 a month. Now, I know that seems like a little bit of money, but it gets even worse. I couldn't hire a property management company because they wanted 10% of everything I got. And then when something went wrong in the property, I was on the hook to fix it. The microwave went out one time, and me and the tenant just agreed that, hey, instead of fixing the existing microwave, I give you $100 and you just go get a new one. Because the one I had at the time was a big microwave that fit over the stove. And then the biggest thing happened. I had a leak in my roof. And that ran me about 10 grand. Long story short, I ended up selling that property. It was the worst decision I ever made as far as renting it out. I love living there, but trying to rent just one property out, it just doesn't make sense unless you're cash flowing heavily. My second property I own outright, I cash flow that thing 100%. I still don't think I'm getting enough for that property because I just wanted somebody to be in there long term. So I kind of lowered the price. But Long story short, I don't got to deal with no headaches, and they'll fix the property themselves. But one thing I do know is I didn't feel at home at that first property or the second property, so I just rented them both out. Sort of like this person that's about to come up next.
I regret buying this house. That's what I've been thinking every single day for like the past 2 months. It has been hell and I lost control and I was just able to gain back control. There's nothing that sucks more than working so hard to achieve a goal like this and to not even feel at home in my own house is absolutely heartbreaking. Like I worked so hard for this house and I've been homeless before and I should be grateful and I am, but with everything going on, it's kind of hard to, but I'm ready and I have a mindset to completely take ownership of this house and move forward from here on out. I wanted to do everything at once, which was a big mistake. Every single house owner that I've spoken to just told me the same thing. It's a process, it's baby steps, and you're not going to get everything done in one day. Give yourself grace, just focus on the things you need to focus on, and the rest will fall into place.
Big screen. I don't know what she mean by that. She probably just bought a limit house. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Some people are honestly not ready to be homeowners. That's why they have different programs to help people get into houses, because some people don't have the discipline to save up 20% to purchase the house of their dreams. Let me say that one more time so you can understand. Some people do not have the discipline to purchase the house of their dreams. And if you don't have the discipline to purchase the house of your dream, how are you going to have the discipline to save money to fix the house of your dreams? You understand what I'm saying? This is just a case of somebody who is in over their head. They never seen somebody in that situation. So everything they're doing is just a guess. I had a mentor and he used to say, anxiety comes from the unknown. So if you learn from somebody what is supposed to happen in certain situations, you really wouldn't have anxiety. It's okay to be mad sometimes, but you will still know how to fix or solve your problem. You will know, like, hey, I need to put up 10% of X amount of money because I might need to fix something in the house. I need to get a home warranty or something like that. Now, when dealing with trying to get help to get your down payment, there's some crazy stuff that goes on. Kind of like what this lady is about to explain to us with the housing assistance program in South Carolina.
The South Carolina Housing Down Payment Assistance Program. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about something a little bit controversial, and it's why I absolutely hate the South Carolina SC Housing Down Payment Assistance Program. So why do I hate it? Because I'm absolutely sick of buyers getting themselves into something that they don't understand. So let me tell you a little bit about what it is. It is $8,000 given from the state of South Carolina towards a buyer's down payment. Exactly what it sounds like, a down payment assistance. But what a lot of lenders fail to make super clear is that this is a second mortgage on your home. You're taking out an extra loan on your home. When we use the word assistance, we make it sound like we're just helping them.
Big screen. I'm sorry I had to interrupt you guys, but I never knew that. I was in the military, so whenever I bought my properties, I used a VA loan. Now, I had no idea this assistance wasn't really assistance. So I'm guessing it's just a formality or something like that. I wonder in the comments, let me know if you, number one, either been in some type of down payment assistance program or you know somebody that was in that program, and ask them, do they know if this is true or not?
But it's not just free help. We make it sound like we're just helping them. But it's not just free help. It's not just extra, oh, well, here, you've met these criteria, so here's some money. Yes, they're giving us the money, but trust me, there's strings attached. So what are those strings, right? So the strings are, you cannot refinance your house and you can't sell your house within the next 15 years.
Wow, that's insane.
15 years, or you owe that money back. So we'll give you $8,000 in this market where almost everybody is going to refinance within the next couple of years. But if you
Big screen. My bad. I did mean to do that, but don't most realtors say you could just refinance? What they say? Marry the house, date the rate. But then when you get an assistance program, they know that you can't sell this house or refinance. That's crazy. Now, selling the house, I understand. Like, okay, sell the house, get some money, pay back that 8 grand. But the refi and then pay them back $8,000 is crazy. So what I'm guessing is going to happen is, and she might talk about it later. I don't know. I didn't watch this whole video. So the way I see it is a lender will get you into this house and into a program, right? They will then tell you, oh, interest rate is down. You can now get into a new rate. But instead of the same price, they tack that $8,000 on because you got to pay that down payment assistance back. But then you got to pay all these fees associated with getting a new loan or mortgage, which is the refi. But then they'll tell you something along the lines of, hey, if you don't have the money to put down to get into this new thing, we could just roll it over into your mortgage, which most people will probably go for. So instead of getting that relief that you thought you were going to get, you just got a lower interest rate with a higher mortgage payment, which probably came out to the same thing. Let's watch the rest of this. I wonder.
If you refinance, you need to either add that $8,000 into your loan amount and get that $8,000 back that way, or you need to pay off that extra $8,000. That's insane. And unfortunately, most down payment assistance programs are like that. They are forgivable after a certain term. How long that term is the most important question you need to ask. When is the mortgage, the second lien, your down payment assistance forgivable? How long does it take? Because if you refinance or sell your home in that period of time, you owe that money back. So what do you do instead? You know I got you. So I have a lender that has down payment assistance programs that are forgivable 6 payments or less. That's right. You pay your mortgage on time 6 times and it's gone. You don't owe a dime of it back. So let's get started.
Big screen. Hey, W marketing. I didn't even know that was a little marketing pitch. That thing was cold. That thing was so cold. She had me, oh my God, I can't believe it. And now she's like, hey, come shop over here. You know what I'm saying? We got your back. All these other people, they fake it. She really almost had everybody regretting getting in that down payment assistance program. Regretting it so bad, it's almost as worse as this girl that we about to watch now.
Transparency post. I regret buying a house. I regret it a lot. If I could go back to January 2022, I would tell that girl, do not. Just find another apartment to move into, because doing all this shit that I have to do for this house and all the unexpected costs, high dollar unexpected costs that I keep running into to be handling it by myself, is ass. So to all you young women who want to go out and buy a home, I encourage you to really think about it. Talk to some people and really see the ins and outs. I mean, it always sounds good. Yeah, your mortgage is only going to be $1,000 until they reevaluate your property taxes, and that bitch goes up $200. You know, it's trash. 85 degrees, your AC is gonna go out. You don't want to know how much that costs.
Big screen. Hey man, I think I said that in the earlier video. That is my pet peeve about like getting a house, man. These houses are called single family homes for a reason. You dang near have to have 2 incomes just in case something crazy happen. Somebody lose a job, somebody get sick or something like that. I believe no one person is supposed to have a single family home for themselves. If that was the case, you probably just get a condo, get something small, just rent, because you as a single person, you're probably supposed to be renting. I know these times are a little bit different, but as a single person, you're probably supposed to be renting and saving your money for when you get in some type of relationship to want to grow a family for that American dream. But I think everything's all flipped on his head to where a lot of people don't have guidance or just don't know like why they want to be homeowners in the first place. Kind of like this girl right here.
I'm about to tell my man I can't pay my mortgage this month. Baby, I can't pay the mortgage this month. Babe. Baby. Babe.
That thing was so hilarious when I first saw it, man. I just had to add it in there because, all these other videos, man, people are losing their properties. People are not being able to pay for it. Can't rent their properties. Like a lot of negativity is going around. I just want to add a little positive light. All right, man. Thank y'all for watching this video. And YouTube suggested this next video for you guys to watch. So watch that video and enjoy yourself. And I'll see y'all on the next one.